was getting offended in the beginning. I was like, used to? What do y'all mean used to? Then I remembered I don't make videos anymore. So how are they supposed to continue watching me? Yeah? Let's sort that out. Let's sort that out here first and foremost. Hey guys, it's just Michi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're returning, you're a real one. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. So I just wanted to make a live update video because evidently I've been gone for a couple of years. The other day I got an email from YouTube and they were like, oh Michelle, your 3,400 blah 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 subscribers are waiting for you to engage with them. And I looked at the email and I said, 3,400? Like, huh? At the time when I was still uploading and I was still being consistent, that didn't seem like a lot to me. I was like, I want to get my subscriber count up. But now, sitting back and looking at it like an outsider looking in, I'm like, that is a lot of people. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me, for staying subscribed, for, just rocking with me, still following me, still liking my stuff. Like, I appreciate you guys so much. So obviously this is weird and it's a new dynamic for me. So please be patient with me. Please be patient while I figure this stuff out. I don't even know, honestly, how it happened. I think after COVID, obviously the world was going up in flames at that time. So there was other things to focus on. My views started dwindling, my ideas started dwindling. Even though at first I was really enjoying not having to work, not having to go out, being at home, but after a while it took a toll on me like it took a toll on everybody else. I just couldn't do it anymore. I lost my way. I lost my vision for the channel. And I'm a big believer in having a vision for something. Like, what's your plan for this thing? Where do you see it in the long term? And because I didn't know where I saw it going anymore, I just decided to take a step back. And I feel like my YouTube was not a priority for anyone at that period of time anyway. They had other things to be concerned about, like if they're going to live or die. You know what I mean? Little did I know that was gonna go on for 3 to 4 years. Yeah, that was not planned in the slightest. In the slightest. So all I can do is say I'm sorry. You're like, I can only beg you. If you're alone there, sorry. Do you forgive me? Yeah? No? Okay, moving on. When I did take that break, after a while, I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed not having to hold the camera all the time, because at that period of time, wherever I went, I was like vlogging, I was like recording snaps, and I was just always the person that everyone knew was going to make sure that she recorded the content. So after a while I was like, oh, I like actually not being the one that's recording everything. I like being the person that gets to live in the moment and just enjoy being present and taking memories with my own 2 eyes that God gave me. Fast forward to like maybe late last year, early this year, I realized that I did miss documenting my memories, and I did miss just having content to look back on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always been the type of person that I go through my camera roll when I'm sad so I can look at what happened a couple of weeks ago. Like, oh, my life isn't actually boring. I actually do have friends. I actually do go out. I actually do have a good time. So there's no reason for me to be sad right now. I think with the rise of like content right now, the rise of like TikTok and Instagram Reels, I would see people recording the kind of content that I would love to create, and I just missed it. I was looking at it like, oh, I would have loved to do this. So I think slowly the desire to come back to YouTube and to come back to socials and stuff has just been brewing in me for a while. So I'm back. So what have I been doing for the past 3.5 years, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you. First and foremost, I got my first big girl job. Woo! This is my first career job, like my first introduction into the corporate space full time, and I think there were a lot of pros and cons to that job. The pros were the fact that I was helping vulnerable people and I was helping reintegrate them back into society, and I got into that job because I love to help people and I wanted to help people in any way that I could. So it was really rewarding in that sense, because when you actually do help someone and they kind of come to you and are like, Michelle, you changed my life a bit better, gave me the confidence to actually do this thing that I needed to do, and I couldn't have done this without you. Like, it's just so heartwarming. But the reason why it was rewarding was also the same reason why it was very, very stressful and overwhelming at times. I think because I was working with vulnerable people and people who were victims of society, let's say, it was very emotionally draining. I led with my heart a lot of times, and because it was in a workspace and I'm there most of the day, when I left I was just drained. And on top of that, I would go home and I'd be working extra hours on top of the hours I was working at work. Like, work never stopped. Work was my life, and I've never been someone who's been like, oh, work is my life. But it was like literally finished at 5:30 at home, went home, opened the laptop again, worked till 10 p.m, sleep, and then the cycle continues. So it felt like I was just having a nap between shifts. Like, that's literally how it felt. And when I first got into that job, I was very much like, I want them to see me as a hard worker. I want to make sure that I'm efficient. I want to make sure that I get this done. I want to get this done. I want to get this done. And like, it took my manager being like, girl, your to-do list is never going to be done. So just know that and relax. Just calm down. Take your time, girl. I then started getting very, very stressed. And those of you who are returning subscribers may have seen my sickle cell video a couple years ago where I told everyone that I had sickle cell. And the main triggers for sickle cell are when you're too cold, or actually too hot as well, or you're not eating well, you're not really taking care of yourself. But another trigger that I recently discovered is stress. Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that one. So I was having stress-induced crisis a lot in this job because of how stressful it was. But the type of person I am, I enjoy being busy. I enjoy having things to do. I don't like being somewhere where I have to watch the clock constantly because I need to go home. So I think I enjoyed the job, but it was not good for my health. And after a while, I had to make the executive decision to leave and do something that wouldn't be putting me in the hospital. Because I don't like it there. I don't want to go there. So, but I think I was going to leave that job anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, as much as I enjoyed it, I knew it wasn't my long-term goal. I knew I had other career goals in mind. I actually left that job a month ago. It's officially been a month. And the reason I left that job was because, like I said, I always knew I was going to leave. But my heart is really in the film and TV and media space. That's always what I wanted to do. I might not have known exactly the industry I wanted to be in, but I always knew I wanted to be in front of a camera. And of recent years, I've learned that I like being behind the camera as well. I like filmmaking in general, creating content in general. And it took me some time, but I finally learned that now. So I just told myself, like, it's now or never. Baby, the clock is ticking. we gotta make it do what it do. Everyone's telling me, like, now is the perfect time to make the leap. Like, now before you get married, now before you have children and you get bogged down with responsibilities, now is the time to live your life and do whatever you want to do. Because as soon as kids are in the picture, as soon as a man's in the picture, there's going to be less opportunity to do that stuff. So I'm doing it now. Also, it was so crazy, yeah, because I feel like I was getting signs to come back to YouTube. So bearing in mind, I've been gone for like 3.5 years, right? But only this year have I met the most subscribers that I've ever met in my whole time of being on YouTube. So I'd go to weddings, I'd go to events, I'd go to churches, and people would be like, oh wait, are you? And I'd be like, because I almost don't even identify with this YouTube channel anymore because it's been so long, but people would be like, are you just Michi? And I'd be like, Yeah, who are you? And they're like, oh, I used to watch your YouTube channel. And I'd be like, first of all, I was getting offended in the beginning. I was like, used to? What do y'all mean used to? Why aren't you still watching? And then I remembered, I don't make videos anymore. So how are they supposed to continue watching, babe? Yeah? Let's sort that out. Let's sort that out up here first and foremost. And it's crazy because like I said, I was really focused on the numbers before, and I think the era that I was in back then was very like much focused on the numbers. But if someone had 15 subscribers, you'd think that's small, right? But if 15 people come up to you and tell you, yeah, that they used to sit down in their quiet time, search for your YouTube channel and watch your videos, bro, that's mind-blowing. So the fact that like so many different people were coming up to me and saying that they used to watch it and being like, yo, when are you coming back? Like, come back, make more videos. Really, you guys don't know how much that means to me. I'm so, so grateful. And I hope you guys are still rocking with me. We rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us. So I also passed my driving test in the time that I've been gone. This was it was a thorn in my side. It was an obstacle that did not want to be crossed. It like, I feel like it really took more of a mental and emotional toll on me, this whole driving test thing. But let me just tell you something. People are liars. Full stop. That could be the end of the video. People are liars. It's through that process that I learned that people love to lie a lot. People love to lie. Like, oh yeah, I passed first time, I passed first time. No, you didn't. You actually didn't. You actually didn't. You didn't. And that's okay. It's actually okay. It's actually a very difficult thing to go through. Like when I passed my driving test, I've never received more congratulations in my life, by the way. It felt like my birthday. It felt like my birthday. I was receiving congratulations, congratulations, congratulations for days on end. And I hear it because it was so traumatizing. So genuinely, my heart goes out to you if you're going through that this moment in time. Like literally one of my biggest accomplishments. Every time I'm in my car, I'm like, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. I give you all the glory. I thank you, Jesus. I passed the day before my birthday. It was the best birthday present I could ever receive. I was so gassed. Oh, and even I wanted to add about my driving journey, yeah? Like, I know people are gonna roll their eyes and be like, oh, Michelle, you always have to make everything deep, you're always so extra. But I truly feel like some of these things are symbolic. Like, driving really taught me about the journey of life. And my mom always says, actually, in the spiritual world, if you're in a car, because she has the gift of dreams, if you're in a car, cars usually represent like your destiny, like traveling from one place to another. I don't know if you guys can connect the dots. So when I was like going through my driving lessons, I would just think about how my personality actually was impacting my driving. Like me dealing with fear, because fear is something that I battled with for a long time, actually affected my driving journey, because I'd be constantly scared on the roads, and like I'd like give way to people, I'd move out of the way, even if it was to the detriment of myself. There was like one example that my driving instructor gave me one time. Like I was driving this way and the car was coming this way, and the car was over the line, so he was encroaching on my space, right? So I was like moving away because I don't want to crash. I don't want this car to bump into me, what the hell? But my driving instructor was like, no, you have to take up space. You have to take up your space so that this person who is trying to take your space will go into their lane and stay in their lane. You can't move out of the way for them. And when I tell you, that is a life lesson that I'm going to hold on to for life, because it related to me so much and to what I do in real life. How if somebody wants to take up space and thinks they're bigger and bolder and louder than me, I just am like, okay, cool, you got it, you can take it. And I'll give up my own resources, I'll give up my own time, I'll give up my own space to let them shine brighter than me. Whereas I'm like too, I'm allowed to shine, I'm allowed to be bright, I'm allowed to do what I want to do. You go in your lane and I'll stay in my lane. You can't take your lane and my lane too. No, get out of the way. I feel like I've learned so much. I've learned so much. I always say I like to live life and learn and then come back and kind of like pass on the lessons that I've learned so that I can help you guys as well, give advice, give motivation, educate on whatever I can educate about. So yeah, I don't think that was too deep. I began solo traveling in this time that I've been away as well. Solo traveling is also something that I was never really interested in, and I would hear people talking about it. I would hear people talking about how life-changing it is, and you know, just make their whole personalities revolve around solo traveling. But I did it and I get it because I'm so passionate about travel now. Like, if I could be a travel influencer, that would actually be the dream. To travel, stay in nice places, see the world, I get paid for it. Oh yeah, sign me up. Solo traveling really opened and expanded my mind. I feel like it helped me with my independence. It helped me with my like critical thinking skills, because when you're alone in another country, you have to think on your feet, you have to think fast, you have to, you know, prioritize your safety, especially as a woman. Genuinely, I feel like it changed my brain chemistry. Like, it's so amazing. I would recommend everyone to go solo traveling. Even one of my friends said that like I inspired her. She went on a solo trip by herself, which literally made me so happy. Even if you have a bad experience, I feel like it will teach you something. You'll come away from that experience learning something. I actually vlogged my last solo trip, which was to LA. You know, I love film, I love TV, I love acting, so obviously I wanted to go to Hollywood. And it was interesting, to say the least. It was, watch my vlog to see my actual verdict on the place, because again, people are liars, and I think I want that to be your biggest takeaway from this video. Always do the research and discovery by yourself. Don't take people's word for it, especially online. Please. Please. So the future of this channel is basically documenting me and my journey to becoming a multifaceted creative. Like, I'm trying to be a triple threat, baby. I'm gonna sing, dance, and act. I wanna be a filmmaker, I wanna write scripts, I wanna create things and put my art out into the world. And this YouTube channel is going to be me documenting that and then me showcasing the things that I create. I want to start making short films and uploading them to YouTube as well, but I'm not sure whether I should do it on this channel or I should make a completely separate channel and do it there. If you guys have suggestions, please let me know. Then on the flip side, it's going to be lifestyle. It's going to be vlogs, behind the scenes of me on shoots, on short films, on, you guys know I'm in a gospel choir, and we do a lot of gigs as well, which I always think are a great time because it's mostly me hanging out with my friends as well. So vlogs behind the scenes of shows and performances, which I actually have locked and loaded, ready to upload for you. And then I will still stick to my roots and do these sit down videos where I'll talk about different topics, mostly surrounding my faith, my life journey, lessons that I've learned and picked up on the way. If you want to follow along that journey, please hit subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna leave all the links below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this life update, and are happy to see my face again, happy to see me back, because I'm so happy to be back. And I just want to talk to you guys, I want to interact with you guys. So, you know, engage with me. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys loads. Bye.